We always talk about fear like it's a weakness, something to be conquered. But what if we've got that completely backwards? What if fear is actually one of the most incredible, advanced pieces of technology your body has ever developed? Okay, let's get into it.
I want you to really think about this. Imagine it. You wake up and poof, no more fear. No anxiety, no hesitation, no second-guessing yourself. It sounds like total freedom, doesn't it? But is it? Let's play that out for a second.
So you're on top of a skyscraper. You walk right up to the very edge and you look down. Normally, your heart would be hammering in your chest, right? Your palms would get sweaty. But now, there's nothing. It's just a view. The whole idea of danger doesn't even compute. So what is actually going on inside our heads when that internal alarm does work? Well, to really get it, you have to see fear for what it is. It's your brain's own built-in alarm system, a biological program designed with one, and only one, purpose: to keep you alive.
And what's so wild is how fast this system is. I mean, it is literally faster than thought. Think about touching a hot stove. You don't think, this surface is hot, I should probably remove my hand. No way. Your hand is already yanked back before your conscious brain has even processed the pain. That's your fear response acting first and letting you ask questions later.
And this is the little command center making it all happen: the amygdala. The best way to think about it is like a tiny, hyper-aware security guard that's on duty 24/7, constantly scanning everything for potential threats. It's a small part of the brain, but its job is absolutely massive. So, what would happen if that security guard just wasn't there?
Well, this isn't just a thought experiment. Researchers have studied very rare medical cases of people with damage to their amygdala, and the results are honestly pretty terrifying. These folks don't avoid things that should absolutely scare them, not because they're being brave, but because that warning signal, it just never shows up. Their alarm system is completely offline.
But look, this alarm doesn't just protect you from, falling off a building or touching a hot stove. Its job is so much bigger than that. It actually filters into pretty much every social and emotional decision you'll ever make.
You know that gut feeling you get when something just feels off about a person? That's your fear system. That little bit of caution you feel when walking into a new situation? That's fear too. That pause, that hesitation, that's your brain running a lightning-fast threat assessment, protecting you from bad investments, toxic relationships, and just plain bad choices.
And this is so important. A life without fear wouldn't just be physically reckless, it'd be emotionally defenseless. You'd probably trust all the wrong people, ignore every single red flag, and walk into one damaging situation after another, all because that inner voice that screams, "Hey, this is a bad idea," would be totally silent.
Which brings us to this really fascinating paradox, right? We all say we want to be free from fear, but it turns out that freedom would come at an incredibly high price.
I absolutely love this quote because it completely flips our whole idea of courage. We tend to think courage is the absence of fear, but it's not at all. Courage is feeling the fear and acting anyway. Without that initial ping of danger, an action isn't brave. It's just unaware.
So on one side of the paradox, you have a world with zero fear. It might look like ultimate strength, but it's really a trap. It's like walking into a battle with no armor on. You are completely exposed. It is pure vulnerability, just masquerading as strength.
And then, of course, you've got the other side of the coin, the one we're probably all a bit more familiar with: too much fear. That's when the alarm is just blaring all the time, trapping you. It stops you from taking healthy risks, from trying new things, from really living. And clearly, neither of these extremes is the goal.
So, if the goal isn't to get rid of fear, and it's not to be ruled by it, then what are we supposed to do? Well, it's about changing our relationship with it. It's about learning to listen.
And this is why we should listen. Your fear isn't some random personality flaw. It's an inheritance. It's a survival program that's been beta tested and refined for millions of years. Every single one of your ancestors survived because their brain told them, "Whoa, hold on, be careful." You are carrying that successful code inside you.
So, when you boil it all down, this is the big takeaway. Fear isn't the enemy you have to conquer. It's a messenger, and it's delivering vital information. And you don't shoot the messenger, right? You're supposed to listen to the message.
Which leaves us with this final thought. Maybe the real human superpower isn't being fearless. Maybe it's having the wisdom to listen to our fear, to understand the data it's giving us, without getting swept away by the emotion.
Because learning to interpret that ancient signal might just be the very thing that keeps us safe and lets us truly live.